So, increased connectivity has enabled players to interact in gaming in ways that they've never been able to interact before. I mean, fundamentally, I look at games as a social endeavor. I think that gaming probably goes back as far as dance or music in terms of what people do. And there was really only this brief period of time where people engaged in games as a solitary experience. So now, the internet and connectivity has enabled people to play together again in actually more profound ways than they've ever been able to play with each other before. So for me, keys to great games are games that meet kind of fundamental psychological needs that people have. That includes, experiences of competence or autonomy and socialization. I think great games have the ability to engage people, especially to engage them over time, to have them keep coming back for more. The most exciting direction that gaming is headed, from my opinion, overall, it's the social games, these social experiences. More specifically, I think it's some of these models that leverage asset-based gaming. People call them digital objects, but I prefer to call them assets because they really could be much more than a coat or a hat or a sword or a gun. But things that are relevant inside the community of that game, things that you can brag about, things that give you some sort of advantage in the game, or things that you simply find aesthetically pleasing. There are a lot of companies in the space, and the ones that are most interesting to me, I guess first of all, I look at things kind of through the lens of a funder now, so companies that have the opportunity to be a platform are much more interesting to me than pure product-oriented companies. That said, what gets me really excited usually is product, ironically, and it's really companies that are willing to kind of take advantage of this connectivity, of the social dynamic, and particularly of some of the memes that I get very excited about the memes that have emerged out of collectible games, games where there's a random purchasing model, which really effectively enables the player to play a game every time they make a purchase, because you don't really know what you're going to get. There's also kind of an inherent organic virality to those games because you inevitably get things that you don't need as well as things that you need, which is a really good thing because then you tend to want to give those things that you don't need to somebody else or trade them, which just creates more social interactivity. So, companies that are looking to leverage some of those things are the most interesting for me, and I think it's where you see the highest levels of engagement and monetization among players.